Madison.
We're back.
We're back, baby. Let's fucking go.
Back.
You guys, hi. We missed you. We really did. I know that our absence probably made you feel like we didn't miss you.
But we
definitely did.
Oh my God. We were anticipating today, like, for, I don't know, a while.
Probably months.
Weeks. Oh, months. Yeah.
Because it's been since September since we've released an episode.
Yeah.
So it's January now.
Yeah.
Oy, oy, oy.
Wow.
So much has happened, you guys.
Yeah. And so I guess
Should we loop you in?
Yeah. Of course.
Do you feel nervous?
Yeah. I don't know if I feel nervous, but I feel something. Like, I feel like this is very foreign, but like in about a few minutes, I'm going to be like, let's
cruising.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So first off, how is everyone? How are we doing?
If we're honest, today, we both sobbed like a lot.
Yeah.
In the morning. We're going.
Everyone's like, nothing new then. These bitches always are crying.
Cool. So they're still not
they're
stable.
Still emotional. No. We needed the release this morning.
We've got some big life changes happening, and they're like, we're very connected. So then it's very emotional when we're going through that change.
Right. Do we want to share that life change or just say it or no?
Yeah, we're going to be no longer living together. That is so weird to say.
We just start crying.
Yeah.
The whole episode is about that.
We're not going to be living together as of March. We signed a new lease. Philip and I did. That's a 1-bedroom. And so that means that like we're splitting ways. But like, this has been such a good run that Madison and I have had as roommates. So it's very odd to think like, oh, I won't be living with her anymore. Like, I'm so used to coming home to you.
Yes.
But we'll be fine. I know that. And I know that everything happens.
And we'll be living right down the street from each other. And
yeah, of course.
We'll obviously just hang out every day. And we have Cowboys, so it'll be good. But I think it was like the initial like Band-Aid was ripped and we were feeling a bit raw.
That's a good way to put it morning. For sure.
Yeah. So all good things.
So we got it out of our system.
Yeah. Sort of. I mean, yeah.
It's going to come up again, but that was the first.
That was like the
big.
Yeah, it was really concentrated this morning. Yeah. But we're good now. We're happy to be here.
Yeah.
And obviously this episode is like a catch up. New year.
Yeah.
New year, new us.
So
obviously.
What happened when we were away? What happened in your life?
I mean, I feel like I don't know if I want to even, should I go into specific, like what did happen in my life? I'm trying to think of
I feel like you experienced a lot of growth, like on a personal level.
Absolutely, like a lot of growth for sure. I think that currently
light.
Is it right?
Right on my eyes.
Do she just wear sunglasses from now on? I would honestly be down to wear sunglasses. I do have them on my head, obviously. Okay. A lot of self-growth, which is like this whole year has been. But I feel like I'm thinking of like the last couple months in like terms of events. And like, obviously this doesn't really have like a lot to do with me. What it does is that like Tess got married. And this was like the reason for taking the break is because we climbed Half Dome. We had that feat. And then September was a big one because Tess was getting married to Phil. And that happened. And then after that, we basically just hit the ground running. And we've been running ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a bunch of people staying with us for the wedding, which was really special. We turned our living room into a whole fort.
It was so cute and fun. Like 3 of Phil's best friends just here from Denmark. And then we were just an entire family.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
I loved it. I didn't know how Madison and I would do because we're not very used to having house guests. Like the households that we grew up in were not the households that you like slept over at necessarily.
No, it wasn't the house where someone could be like, oh my God, I'm passing through your town. Can I stay over? My mom would be like, no, we need at least 2 weeks notice. Like I have to clean the entire home. Yeah.
Even though it's already
like,
spotless.
Exactly. Perfect. Pristine already. But like needs to, and also mentally, she's like, no.
Fair enough. That's
how we were both raised pretty much.
So yeah, I was just like, I don't know, like we've shared our space with each other and we've shared our space with our best friends and our family members for brief periods of time, but we've never had people with us for an entire month. So it worked out better than we thought it would, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like we did really well with that. Like we released a lot of our nitpicky control things. Like there was stuff always in my bathroom on the sink. And I was just like, you know what? I can't control that, so it's fine.
There's other people's toothbrushes and
body
bags,
lotions and shit all over. Yeah.
But we had so much fun with them. And if you're like us, then you understand the magnitude of what it's like to have other people's toiletries on your counter for a month.
Yeah, and like water spots and things, you know. But it's okay. It was fine.
I
survived.
And then I'm trying to think, like, God, it's been a couple months now since that happened. Like, what happened after that? Obviously, you go through like the Halloween phase, and October is a really busy month for us. I'm sure it is for you. I feel like a lot of people I talk to, they're like, everyone's birthday is in October.
Dude, all the best people. What's up?
So a ton of birthdays in October. We had weddings. It was packed. And then boom, the holidays happen. And now we're here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like completely expanded as a person.
Me too.
Tess and I were talking this morning that like we needed the break so that we could come back as these versions of ourselves.
Yeah. And I was looking back at episodes from 2023 and 2024 because I was trying to remember what was my word of the year, which is really bad that I didn't even know what it was.
We heard from the episode and we were like, God, I don't even remember that was your word.
No idea.
Don't remember.
Which means I probably didn't stick to it and like use it as a North Star, but that's okay.
That's okay. We veer off the path from time to time.
Of course. Things change. So many unexpected things happened this past year. But if I think about it, which we'll get into, the word does tie in very nicely throughout what I experienced. But we took a break very similar in time in 2023 leading into 2024.
Dude, we did.
From October to January.
Yes, I remember exactly where we were in the Carlsbad apartment too. We were just struggling, dude.
In the trenches.
We were like, God, we are really like barely keeping our heads above water here.
Yeah. So the first episode of last year was us doing a comeback episode, catching you up on what we did, and then introducing words of the year. So
nice.
I'm hoping that this doesn't become our yearly trend. I don't foresee it. I think we've got this new energy for what we want this year, and things are changing in big ways, and hopefully that means that it's aligning us for what we've always dreamt of and kind of helps push us into all the things we've always wanted to do but maybe didn't feel confident enough doing or didn't feel ready enough to do. So I'm hoping that that's what this break really served as, was like, okay, you get to rest, take it slow, and then boom,
and also
get into it.
We were saying this earlier to each other, is that like we have so much, we had a lot going on. Like we had a lot on our plate with the wedding and holidays and all that. And we're like, let's just take a break. This is great. And then we were laughing this morning because I was like, damn, I think we even have more on our plates now, but we're starting this back up. But it feels right. Like we need to do this. And I don't even care how busy life is. I'm like, no, this is like, has so much substance and purpose that we need it. Like it just like balances everything else out.
Yeah. Especially when I think about how I can be like, I view what I do with like work and just life as like, I'm on this quick wheel that I need to like every single week jump off of and ground myself before I get back on. I also want to, like, my year's intentions is to get off the wheel entirely. But that's what this podcast serves for me personally, is like, okay, whew,
it's like a check-in, like
a moment to just be with Madison and myself and to not think about anything else.
Yeah. Because also that does make sense, because this is you taking time for yourself, which is like challenging sometimes. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So word of the year for 2020.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, yes. Okay. Let's go there.
Like what was last year, and then how did it kind of get weaved into what happened? What was yours?
Mine was magic.
You always laugh at that.
I do laugh at that because I think it was Phil, and I'll bring this back around. I said this a million times, and he goes, "What are you, a fucking magician?" Dude, that's iconic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I am a magician, actually. I have some pretty good tricks up my sleeve.
Well, when we think about how you'll put something out there and then it happens.
No, seriously. I was talking to Tess about this, and like, one day we'll go into specifics maybe about this specific situation. But I feel like I have put a lot of things out there this year, and like I journal like it's my actual job, morning and night sometimes. And I feel like I've read my journal and I'm like, dude, this has happened this year. Like all of this.
That's so cool, man.
I know.
It's nice for you to have that to refer back to.
Yeah, because then it also just like keeps gratitude like at top of mind all the time. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like, and also I just wanted to be more playful this last year, like by using the word magic, because I'm always, you know, that perfectionist, the one that wants to have like some amazing word that everyone would be like, I can relate to that. And I was like, you know what? Magic is just, that just seems right to me. And I think this last year I've put in a lot of work like for myself and my development. So I think now things are just coming to fruition. I'm like, I forgot to talk. Every word, like sometimes when words have R's, I like get in my head like, you're going to fuck this up.
But you're fine. You're in safe space here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. But I feel like, yeah, things are just coming to the light now that it's just all, I don't know, things that are meant for me. And I'm excited about it. And sometimes when things are happening, you're like, this is like too good. I'm scared. But I don't want to have that like in my brain. I mean, I do want that in my brain because I feel like that's maybe like a survival mechanism. But I also want to allow myself to be happy and to lean into it versus being like, is there something scary around the corner? Because this is too good to be true. Like, I want to just like wipe that out.
Yeah, because then you don't want to not enjoy what's right in front of you.
Correct.
When it's there.
Exactly. And then, exactly.
Kind of like how you can like pre-grieve something. You're like, I know that this is not going to be forever, so might as well detach from it now. And you're like, what?
No, I know. I'm like, wait, that just doesn't make sense. Like, for example, and we'll get to your word, this doesn't really even have to do with magic, but like the detaching thing is like when the Danes were here during the wedding and I knew they're leaving in 2 days. You already know this, but I knew they're leaving in 2 days. So I like purposefully stopped hanging out as much because like I didn't want to be like too sad when they left. I was like, oh my God, I'm already devastated. Let's just like not hang out with them as much today because it's like, then it reminds me that they're going to be gone.
Yeah.
Tessa was like, that's crazy thinking. And I was like, well, it just like helped me like grieve their absence.
I sobbed at the airport. So there's that.
Dude,
like as we drove away, it was one of those movie scenes.
Yes. I was happy that I couldn't, I think I was going to yoga. There was some reason I couldn't take them to the airport, but I was just like, bye, like at the doorway. Yeah. Oh, devastating. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Tessa's word for the last year, 2024.
I guess it was trust. I
guess it was.
I guess. I mean, that's what I said. I said multiple words on the podcast, which when I listen back, I'm like, Jesus, long-winded. Just fucking pick one.
Feel like mine this year is so long-winded. Like I was trying to explain it to someone yesterday and I was just like, dude, do I even feel attached to this idea anymore?
Because sometimes if you go too into the word, then you're like, well, I've already kind of found my resolution with it, so now I want a different word.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, wait, I'm kind of over this already. Like, didn't I do this?
Yeah. It's not even the year yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's been like 3 days. Yeah.
Okay, so my last year's word was trust. And the way I broke that down was I wanted to trust the timing of what was happening for me more. I feel like I used to really overanalyze things and it was hard to make a decision on what was next. And the word trust for me served as that pillar of, all right, just trust that it's got you. Just go. Make a decision. Don't overthink it. It is what it is. Go.
Yeah.
And in many ways, I guess, without my brain reverting back to that word as like my pillar, I did do a good job of trusting it. Like I made really big life decisions that maybe a few years ago would have totally paralyzed me. And I don't know if like I got engaged and then I got married, and I guess, I mean, this doesn't really count as 2024. It's the beginning of this year, but now we've made this decision of like, okay, we're moving. All of these things happened where they just kind of like happened easily. Like I just was like, yep, we're doing it. Here we go. So yeah, I guess maybe not like at the forefront, like cognitively choosing that word, but I did allow it in some way to permeate.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously this goes without saying that we carry each word forward in the new year.
So that was old news. That was last year.
Yeah. No more trusting. Nah. No, that's boring.
No, but this year. All right. So what's this year, 2025, got in store for you?
Okay. So I was looking at my list again, and I have quite a few, but I feel like they're all under the same umbrella. But the number one word for me is embodiment.
Okay.
Okay. So that to me means, and I was trying to explain this yesterday, and I was like, God, does this even have substance to it? But it's like embodiment of self, like of my full self. And I turned 30 this last year in October. And I feel like it's only natural that this is like the progression, because I feel like, and I have like a small example of what I mean by like embodiment, but I feel like I know that I have this drive to be perfect all the time. And with that comes a lot of like shame for when I'm not perfect. So then it like causes me to maybe like hide some parts of myself away. And I don't want to live like with that fear of like, oh, well, will someone not like that? Like, is that not good enough? So I just want to like embody all aspects of me and like let them come through versus saying like, no, you don't deserve a seat at this table. And so a small example of that is like, and I've shared this with like a lot of people, I feel like, but I was trying to explain this word to my dad, and I was like, yeah, for example, like a small example is when I'm in yoga and I wear like little bodysuits and I go to the back of the class because I don't want people to think that I'm near the front of the class because I'm showing off my body and like I think I'm so good at yoga. And so I'm just like, why the fuck? Like, why do I feel shame about that? Like, you want to wear that outfit? Go wherever you want in class. Like, why are we worried about what people are thinking about you? That bugs me. So I'm like, I don't want to be that anymore. I want to be like, this is me. Like, I'm not hiding. And I don't give a fuck if this is making anyone insecure in the room or whatever it is doing to someone. Like, I shouldn't care and like carry that weight. So that's
a powerful one, dude, because we all know that people judge.
Yeah.
We like, come on.
mean, yeah, because a lot of times my first instinct, I don't think that's the right word, but like my first like way is judgment. And I have to be like, whoa, Madison, who's that? No. So I definitely do know.
So then you're aware of the fact that that's present.
Right.
And then you try to avoid it.
Yes. By like hiding myself away because I think I'm like too much, or I'm like, oh, I'm too revealing or whatever it is. And I'm like, no,
Fair.
just go out there and do your thing.
I can't wait for the day you come home and you're like, I took the front spot.
Dude, straight up. I feel like
right
I've already been doing better. Like even yesterday when I was wearing like just a bra and leggings, like that's stepping out for me because I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to like have my stomach out because I don't want people to be like, oh, she's showing off, you know? I'm just like, no, I'm literally like want to wear this outfit because it's comfortable for me. And also I work fucking hard, so I should like want to show off my body. Who cares? Yeah, I don't know why I have this thing where I feel like I've been like hiding a lot. I don't want to be.
Okay. Do you have more words than embodiment?
Yeah, I have nourish and alignment.
Okay. Nourish is pretty explanatory, straightforward.
Yes, like nourishment on all levels, like with the people I surround myself with, obviously food and movement and just life happenings, you know, like being intentional with nourishment on all planes.
Okay. And then alignment.
I think I haven't really expanded like on these in my head, but alignment, I guess, just like moving forward, knowing that I'm like divinely supported and whatever I'm doing, whatever decision I make, like that is in alignment with where I want to go. So I guess it like kind of goes under trust also. Yeah.
Those are great.
Thanks. I feel pretty good about them.
It's so hard to choose.
It is really hard to choose.
Because I feel like there can be so many.
Yeah, I want all the words.
Of course.
Yeah, I want like everything.
Yeah. Okay. My initial thought for the word of the year was create.
Okay.
That was like the first word that came to me. And create as in, yeah, I want to be more consistent with Cowboys again and like dive back into that version of me, because I think that this past probably 6 months, I've put that on the back burner to focus on the other element of my career. And I wanted to really focus on myself because I had a lot of things that were new going on, like getting married and having people stay and whatnot. So now that I feel like those events have happened, I'm like, okay, time to plug back in, hunker down, let's do this. Because that really does fill me up in ways that not a lot else can. Like, I really do believe that, as we discussed with one of our friends, Lauren, like you can't get all of your source of happiness and fulfillment and contentment from one thing in life. Like, you have to diversify where you get this stuff from. And Cowboys has its own very special place in my world, that like friendships and relationships and work success and all these things, like they don't touch this. So create in that way, but also Philip and I are like now like a little family unit. And of course there's other people involved in that, but I'm really trying to think of like, okay, now we're going to create like our first home together and maybe create a family in the near future. Who knows how that will go, right? But like I'm like thinking about, okay, how am I going to build myself up to be who I want to be before I have children?
Yeah, that's really great.
When I told Philip that word, he was like, really? Without explanation. And he's like, I'm so surprised by that. And I'm like, okay, well, what did you think my word should be? And he's like, I thought you would choose freedom. And I was like, damn, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
He's like, freedom from just like all the health stuff you've been going through, the stress you put on yourself to keep everything afloat, the freedom to just like be yourself. And so those are kind of like my 2 words now. And thanks to him, I have that second one.
Yeah, those are really great.
You asked Philip what his word was. And he was like, I don't know. He's laying on the couch.
I was like, all right, you have a few days. Let's come up with it.
And then he did. And he came up with, he said progress.
Okay.
So progress as in advance his life and our life together. So in his mind, that is likely financially, get to a really sweet spot, balance in terms of work and the rest of his social life and his body, and trying to progress us as like a family, like a growing little family. So I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
like,
that's cute.
That's a cute one. That's so wholesome.
Yeah, it is super wholesome.
Aw, we love him.
I know. Also, I was just like laughing because like my eye is itching so badly right now, and I want nothing more to just rub the shit out of it. But I'm not gonna.
Just go on the upper lid.
I can't. It's like literally right here.
Well, get in there.
Oh my God. It's so bad. It feels
Once you
so
start
good.
something like that, though, you cannot stop.
That's what I'm saying. So I just need to not focus on. So anyway, we're still recording and here we are. Do we just want to share some of our goals? Did you see how long my list is? I'm not saying all of these. That is just ridiculous.
That's so Madison of you.
Yeah, that I have like the longest note in the history of notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, share some goals. Completely sat on the microphone. Tess.
All right.
Here's my feet, by the way.
Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Good. Spread
Should we
those
tell
toes.
everybody
that we started a feet finder?
Yeah.
Okay, we have, but we have not put a lot of work into it. I think we have 1 follower as of now, but I haven't even set up our account details, so we're not actually getting paid from him. But he's wanting more already.
Yes, I know. We see you.
And I had a guy reach out to me on Instagram, made, money off that.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy. I was like, yeah, sure. I'll send you some pictures.
Might as well. Fuck. Here's my feet.
I know. But anyway, so yeah, we started a feet finder. Who knows if that's going to continue? We'll see. Okay. So obviously I have Grow Cowboys on this list, which, I don't have strict parameters as to what that looks like, but just putting it out there.
I'm gonna hop on your bandwagon really quick.
Yeah, no, I think we should go back and forth because this is too much.
Grow Cowboys in the way that makes us, I think, feel proud of what we're doing again and feel like we are putting in
like intentional action.
Yes. Yeah. And we have recently had, some new people come into our life, and one of them kind of is a source of inspiration for us in that way, because we see how they were able to do it, and they just have like this fuck it mentality of like, why would you not put stuff out there? Like, just go.
Yes. And it is clearly working out.
Yeah, it's paying off for them. And I think that is our boost again. And also this person has expressed that they like see potential in what we're doing. And that's always a good thing to hear.
Yeah,
so
like
reassuring.
We actually need that. Like put more of that in our tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. Another thing is, this is a really basic one, but become a better runner. Mm-hmm. I've recently taken up running, like everyone on Instagram. I don't know if it's just my algorithm, but I got it all on there. And I'm definitely running at least one half marathon this year in April with my cousin Kelly. Had to say my cousin Kelly. Dude.
It wouldn't be an episode without my cousin Kelly. Where are you running one?
So this is super random, but it's in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Cool.
Because it's on her birth date, which is April 26th.
Very nice.
And she's turning 35. So she's like, let's do it. And I was like, let's fucking
go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I heard Salt Lake's really cool too.
Yeah.
So that should be a fun trip.
Yeah. I think it'll be cute and just like different.
I think you guys are well prepared.
Yeah. No, I feel really good about it. Yeah. And I feel like running comes naturally to me, but I would like to, like, knowing me, I just want to fucking crush it. Like, I want to go out there and be like, damn, my time was good.
She gets like the fastest
yeah,
time.
Like,
everyone's like, all right, Madison.
I don't only want to just like run it. I want to like run it really well. Where like at the end, I'm like, damn, I crushed.
Do another lap?
Yeah, exactly. I could do it again, actually. No, but
that's cool.
That's one of mine. And maybe, I don't know if I'll run a marathon. Who knows? But like, it's on the table. I'm not opposed.
Yeah, that really sounds really awesome for you.
Yeah, well, because I was, and I'm not even gonna get into this, but like, and this could be like a whole other episode topic. But I was telling this to like a lot of people in my life. But when I'm not married, I don't have kids, I don't have like these accomplishments,
which makes me roll my eyes. But yes,
well, yeah, okay. But like I don't have like these milestones yet that I can like talk about. So I was like, all right, why not just like run a marathon? Like that's cool. You hiked Half Dome this year. That's sick.
I get what you're saying.
Like, it's just like these things you do.
Sentiment.
Yeah. Or like me as like a single person where I'm like, well, this is my resume. Like I'm doing all these cool things with my time because I don't have kids, and
Yeah. But like getting married and having kids isn't necessarily like I think there should be development on a personal level outside of those accomplishments,
1,000%
called them. But yes.
But it's like when you go to like a Christmas dinner and it's like, okay, you're still single, but I ran a marathon this year, like that's sick.
Dude, the you're still single cracks me up.
It really does. Yeah.
All right.
I don't even feel insecure about that anymore. Like if people, I'm just like, yeah. I really have a really happy, yeah, like I have a really happy life. So
yeah, you do. And you're surrounded by a lot of love, and yeah, I mean, that's just like everyone's natural curiosity because we're, what is that
Dude,
called?
they love it. They're like, who are you dating? I'm like, okay, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Not on this episode.
Okay, anyway.
All right, moving on.
Wait, are we going to say some of yours? Or are we just going to do all mine right now? Do you want to say some? Do you have some top of mind? I have like notes and you have no notes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like this episode's like from the heart for me.
Oh my God. It's still from the heart from me too.
I'm just saying, like, mine's like whatever. It's like organic, like whatever's going to come out of me in this moment. She's embodying
her word, create. It's happening as you see it right here, right now.
I think the biggest, outside of growing Cowboys, and that's always top of list in terms of goals every single year. I think one of my biggest personal goals is to feel more, is like balance the word I'm looking for, like in control. I'm someone who recently has been maybe struggling to get like a hold of my personal schedule in life and being able to balance all the things. And so this year, I don't want to feel like I'm on that wheel like I talked about earlier. I want to be more at ease on my day-to-day basis. Like I often find myself with headaches or jaw tension or neck tension. And I know it's because I'm holding stress in my body. Like I'm versed in that enough to understand that I am my own worst enemy in this department and no one can fix this but me. Mm-hmm. And there's tools I can call in to help me get out of this patterning. But that's really what I'm looking for this year because, as I mentioned, we kind of want to start a family soon. And I want to be in the best possible space for that body change. And then, of course, that life change when it comes. And I don't think, like, I don't want to get pregnant and then go, that's my realization moment. Like, I want to have done some of that work before that moment happens so that I feel more peaceful about it all and feel like, no, I got this. And nothing's ever going to be perfect. And I'm not blind to that idea, but heading in that direction of, I don't want to use the word burnt out either, but like that's kind of the direction I'm heading is like, whoa, Tess, take it down a notch. Like there's always tomorrow. Things can always get done and like say what you need to say.
And filling up your own cup first, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a very common theme, honestly. Like what you and I talk about a lot of like, if something is not feeling good to you, it's usually that.
Yeah. And I have also been on this cycle where I haven't been feeling that awesome in my body in the past, definitely 6 months, but probably longer than that at this point. And I don't want that to be my normal. Like I don't want to be the person that always has something wrong with them.
Right.
And I think a lot of that is self-induced by the way that I allow my thoughts to kind of take off.
Yes.
And I want to be in a position where I feel more in charge of my thoughts. And I know that there's a lot more work I could be doing on a personal level to get to that space.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like I just wake up, I'm like eyes open. Let's go down the list of to-dos. And I've for sure had episodes like this in the past where I talk about how this is kind of how I operate. And I don't want to be that. Like, can we just take a moment to like feel our feet on the fucking ground before we go cook breakfast?
Yes.
Before I jump into my laptop?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I feel like, not that you're being hard on yourself for like saying this in past episodes, but I do feel like it just always is coming back around, you know?
Lessons repeat themselves until they're learned. So.
And they just look a little bit different each time. And like the symptoms or the signs are different. They're like, well, are you going to listen to this
one? What about this one?
Yeah. Oh, nope. Okay. That was all right. Not receptive. Okay. Yeah.
We'll have to make her hair fall out.
Yeah, exactly. Or blood clot on her leg. I don't know.
Blood clot on the leg. Double down on the periods this month.
Yeah, exactly.
Double them down.
2 periods a month. 2 periods. Yeah.
Does she notice her stress levels yet?
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Now is she going to do anything about it? Only time will tell. No, I feel like now, because I have really sincere motivation for my future, that is why I feel like this is when I'm actually going to start taking it really seriously. Yeah. I'm like, well, I need this all to like be well in order to move to the next step.
Child. Yeah. Right. So that's good. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that there's like a driver for you.
Yeah. And I also struggled so long with my hormones and having this fear of like, am I going to be fertile enough? Mm-hmm. And I got to this space where I was really consistent. Everything was going smoothly. My skin was great. Body was healthy. Every month we're doing our thing. And then this month it was off. And I'm like, damn it, I knew it. My stress levels were
turned up
too high.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. But we can find our way back.
Always.
Sure.
You always can. The healing that can take place in a human body, if you give it the tools and the space.
I know.
Sometimes all you need to do is just give your body space.
I know.
And it does the work on its own.
Yeah, and rest and really not overthink about like everything you're putting in your mouth or like how much exercise you're getting a week. No, it's just like feel it out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be in that place is like, I take a lot of pride in that. Yeah. It's a journey, isn't it?
It's like little changes every single day. It's not like I can wake up on January 1st and be a completely different person.
No.
And, my lifestyle is completely different now that it's a new year. Like, that shit's bull.
No, because I feel like each month, honestly, I'm like regenerating. Mm-hmm. So it's like when the new year happened on January 1st, I was not like, all right, gotta get out and do. It was like, no, I'm just going to continue to do the same shit that I do every day. Cause like, we're always trying to like get to that next level.
A little better.
Yeah.
Moment by moment.
Yeah. So anyway, next for me, I'm like, I have, continue building trust in self, trust in the unfolding of things. I think that goes with my word of the year, like trusting in self, like standing tall, like in my power, like in my magic. And I also saw this thing, I think it was on Tumblr, and it was saying something along the lines of you can have roots, but you can also have wings. And I really love that because I feel like we're constantly talking about like being grounded. Like when I'm in yoga, I want to be sure-footed and like stand tall in self. But then we can be creative. We have wings. We go off and do our thing. Like you can have both. And I think like reminding myself that I'm multifaceted is powerful. And that's the embodiment. Everything, you know, that's like just a little umbrella and everything is underneath it.
I love it, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like what other goals. I mean, I'm sure it's all the same goals that you guys have of like take care of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Those are, of course.
Spend time with people that matter to you the most. Like,
yeah.
Don't just put all your eggs in one basket and forget about your relationships.
My goals are usually very, I don't know if philosophical is the right word, but they're very like overarching of like everything. I don't have like, okay, I want to run a 6-minute mile. You know, like I don't have those goals. I would like to be able to do a handstand, like be able to hold a handstand.
Just in free space.
Yeah. So
cool.
I need to actually practice that. Because like Tess and I have these things with like our heads. Like I literally cannot dive into a pool.
No.
Like it scares me as if the water is concrete. Like I don't know. There's like something. So like when I try to do like an inversion or something in class, it's just I don't. Because I'm not only afraid, I also don't want to fall over in front of 30 people. Like when you're like, like you're in, but like you're stacked on stacked, and I'm like, people are doing inversions. I'm like, what if I just like toppled over?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys go to yoga studios like this, but Madison has taken me to hers. It is layered.
Some classes, and
like,
I'm like,
where is there? Are we gonna overlap? Like, do you want to carry
like,
me?
Legit,
What's going on?
Seriously, and it's been where like you've been in class and like people are sweaty, and I'm like, if you swing your arm too fast and that sweat hits me, I won't be happy. Okay? I just will not. But anyway, handstand would be cool.
Yeah. I used to be able to do headstands, like where you go on your forearms and you basket for your head.
Yeah.
But then
that scares me, dude. My neck.
But like it's not so much your neck. You're really using like your lats and your serratus.
No, you should be. I know.
But ever since my neck has been flaring up, I'm like, I don't know if like I want to go upside down. Like what if, I don't know. There's something, it doesn't feel like intuitive right now.
Yeah. I feel connected to a handstand because my upper body strength has gotten so much better where I'm like, I think I can actually do it. And then that trust in self like will allow me to do the handstand. So we'll see. I also have on my list to show up as a big sister and spend more time like with family, which is always something, but like specifically like with my sister. Yeah.
That's cute.
And her children. I know.
That's cute. Yeah. Because we've moved south away from our families, time with them feels so intentional, and it feels wrong to like even see friends in the hometown or to even like have my phone out because I'm like, this doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, this is sacred time. Right. I know. It's so funny because it's like I want to see my family so badly, but then it's also I never want to leave San Diego.
It's
like
never
I'm just obsessed, dude. Yeah. I am obsessed with it. Yeah. So everyone's like, okay, we get it. San Diego. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Well, if you lived here, you would know. And if you do live here, then you do know.
Yes, that's right. I have other things, but I feel like we could save them for other episodes. Because like one of them, I have continued to seek validation from myself.
Oh, that's a whole other.
Yes. Yeah, and I want to just like say this just to bookmark it. That really has become apparent with dating for me. The validation thing. Which I will go more into that like in another episode of when we're talking about dating. But it's so interesting. Like if we use ourselves as case studies, which I really try to do all the time, and I just like observe myself, I'm like, that's an interesting behavior that you're engaging in right now. Who is that? Yeah. All right. We did not know that was a part of my, being, but it sure is, isn't it? Funny.
There it is.
It's quite interesting.
Right there. Well, I mean, at least you're like studying yourself in that way and you can catch these things.
No, I am like
course correct.
so very aware that sometimes I feel like I'm like looking at myself from above and I'm like, bro, that's a weird thing you're doing right now. And then I'm like still doing it. And I'm like, we'll talk about that later. Okay. But like, that's weird.
That's going to be a whole other episode.
Yeah,
I can feel that coming.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
But yeah, I have about 500 other goals, but we're not going to get into that.
Okay.
Basically, I just want to, I feel like this year, which everyone says at the beginning, probably like, this is going to be the best year ever. I don't know if it's going to be the best year ever, but like, I'm going to make choices that sort of steer me in that direction. Like, I just think it's going to be great, even with the ups and downs.
Yeah.
Because we put in a lot of work like the last few years, and I feel like we're going to see things come to light where we're like, oh my God, we've been waiting for this.
Fuck, I mean, let's keep saying that out loud.
I'm on that train.
I think if I could like boil it down further, like away from create and away from freedom, I just want to fucking feel good this year.
Yes.
Like if I
could, just want to have a good year.
Like, come on, just give me like a good year, you know?
Last year was pretty stellar.
Amazing year.
It was.
But I think, you know, outside of my life looking really good, I also want to feel really good.
Of
like,
course.
Especially on the health realm. Like I mentioned, I just want to like get to the space where I don't have fucking headaches every day.
Of course not.
I can do a headstand without feeling like, oh, my neck's going to go out.
Yeah, you want your quality of life to be top tier.
So I think little by little, we're going to make choices that support these things, right? Like I'm going to make choices that make me feel really good in my body again. And you're going to make choices that help you feel like, here I am.
Yeah.
We're going to fucking crush it.
Yeah, we are.
We're back on the mic.
I know. It feels
I'm proud
good.
that we're here.
I feel like we kept this very calm.
We did.
Yeah, I was like thinking about it during and I was like, God, I feel like so calm right now.
Yeah. I pictured us being like, wow, we're back. But
I know.
I don't think it's probably the sob earlier this morning.
Yeah, exactly. I think it really took it out of us. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, we're really happy to be back.
Yeah.
Like this just feels so right. And yeah, more to come. We're going to be consistent like we always are. Nothing new there. And it'll be fun to just put our own flavor into something again. You know, like fuck. I know. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute just doing everything else but.
Yeah, exactly. So this feels really cool. Right.
And if you're listening right now, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
It's really special. It'll make me cry. But I think I've had enough tears today. But just thank you. We love it. We love that you're here. We love that you are supporting our little corner of the internet. And yeah.
Yeah. And we're gonna have a great she's just crying. We're all gonna have a great year. Like, let's just go into it with that in mind. Like, why not? Lightning could strike. All right.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen. So let's
do this. Trust in the unfolding of things. I'm like trying to think of like all the things I write at the end of my journal entries.
Like I'd rather fail than not even go for it.
Yeah. Yes. And there's nothing embarrassing about like going for it and not achieving this one outcome that you think should happen. Because like you do get so much out of it for going for it, regardless of what the outcome is. Right?
Yeah. Because the personal growth that happens from just even attempting to do something outside of your normal.
It's monumental. Like it's invaluable. It fucking is.
Yeah.
So let's do this. All right. You guys are along for the ride. How many other cowboy-esque, things could I put in?
Trying to not get too cheesy with it, but we are getting better about how we talk about ourselves and the podcast, because I think if you've met us in person and you've asked like, oh, what's your podcast about? And we freeze.
Yeah. We normally tell ourselves a story like, oh, we can't pitch ourselves. We're just not very good at it.
No, it's like, self-development. It's personal experience. It's fucking figuring out life and together and being able to openly share our stories. So that I think is, if we have like a very clear vision of what we're even doing here, then the rest of the year is just going to flow.
For sure. Yeah. Amazing. Well said.
Let's go. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Next episode is 200. If you were around for episode 100, you know that the pink cowboy hats make an appearance.
We'll probably be wearing them in episode 200.
Yeah. Again. Like it's just a fun episode. I'm so excited to record and be playful again and to hang out with you guys. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. And
We'll
now
see you next week. Yeah,
off.
no, we'll talk soon. That's our sign off.
Yeah, talk soon.
Talk soon.
Of course.
See ya.